Why, hello there, fellow sojourners, and welcome back to another edition of Appropriating the Culture. On today's episode, Peppa Pig succumbs to LGBTQ demands, game modders are banned for the sake of inclusivity, and we take a look at real cultural imperialism and what Christians should do about it. I'm Pastor Shane, I'll be your modder today as we appropriate some culture. Well, it's September, the weather is cooling, the school year is upon us, and football is back, which, let's be real, that is the only sport that matters aside from Find the Duck. I had $200 on that girl in yellow. But just because it's September doesn't mean that Pride Month is over. Indeed, the sun never sets on the Pride Empire, and as our cultural stormtroopers will tell us, if you keep pride in your heart, it will last all year. Indeed, it's hard to escape. It's at your school, it's in your video games, and it's on your television. Across the country, kids heading back to school were treated to pride flags and painted murals in submission to the reigning ideology. Recently released Spider-Man Remastered for the PC populated its digital world in deference to the pride flag, and this led to some controversy. No, not controversy that the pride flags appeared in a Spider-Man game. Don't be ridiculous. No, the controversy came when a PC game modder offered a mod that replaced the pride flags with the American flag. According to PC Mag, quote, "The mod was posted to two of the biggest modding sites, Nexus Mods and ModDB. A modder who created a mod that removed pride flags from the game apparently tried to fly under the radar by naming the mod Non-Newtonian New York on one site and claiming that it replaces Newton's prism's artifacts with the stars and stripes," Kotaku explains. In reality, the mod swapped the pride flags with the US flag. The horror. Its listing on ModDB appears more explicit, saying in the description that it changes the stupid pride flags to American flags. Both sites have removed the mods and taken action against the modder. ModDB tweeted, quote, Hi, we've removed the content and banned the users. ModDB is an inclusive environment for all, and we do not permit targeting marginalized groups. Our content moderation is largely automated, but when identified, we have a zero-tolerance policy for this kind of content. This is a place of welcoming and inclusion, and so you're banned. We have a zero-tolerance policy for the flag of the United States of America. Okay, so let's be clear about what is going on here. No one, not a single person, is required or compelled to download or use this mod. If you want pride flags, the original game has them. If you want to mod in more, you can. But let's say, I don't know, you're a Christian or a Muslim or an Orthodox Jew. I mean, granted, there's only a few billion of us. But hypothetically, let's say a teeny tiny fraction of us wants to play Spider-Man without the imperial symbol of sexual deviancy flouted unnecessarily in our faces. Could we maybe just swap out the pride flag for the good old stars and stripes? And the answer is no. Because we are an inclusive environment and tolerant so long as your views align with ours with no deviation. You must see the flag. It's a clockwork rainbow, and one way or another, you will be reformed. Nexus Mods banned the modder as well, but tried to argue that that's only because he uploaded it from a dummy account. Quote, "The fact the user needed to make a sock puppet like a coward to upload the mod showed their intent to troll and that they knew it would not be allowed. Had they not been a coward and had they used their main account instead, we would have simply removed the mod and told them that we did not want to host it, only banning them if they re-uploaded it again after being fairly warned." Oh, how very magnanimous of you. You will allow the infidel to repent, but should he ever again besmirch the holy pride flag, its name be praised, you will digitally cut off his head. Because you are so brave, and you're just protecting marginalized people. which demonstrates that you don't know what the word marginalized means. Every corner, every inch of Western civilization lives under the shadow of the rainbow flag. It's the dominant ideology, and the LGBT elemental P community is fawned over and catered to in every sphere, and especially in entertainment. Don't think so? All right, let's do a test. Here's Netflix. Here's the movie offerings under the genre of faith and spirituality. After all, there's billions of us, right? Should have plenty of material. There you go. Pretty paltry. And now, here's the offerings under the LGBTQ genre. Which is marginalized? Which group is peripheral? Pretty obvious which one is dominant, and Netflix is actually better than most. Amazon Prime Video doesn't even have a faith or religious category, though of course it does have LGBTQ in its list of genres. So, which group is marginalized? Which group is peripheral? But the Imperial March goes on, demanding all entertainment bend the knee, including popular British children's show Peppa Pig. According to NBC News, a petition was first circulated in 2019 calling on the show, which has aired for nearly 2 decades and won 3 BAFTA awards, to feature same-sex parents. The requests garnered nearly 25,000 signatures over the last few years. Wow, 25,000 signatures added up over several years. The petition to get Morbius back in theaters for a 3rd time was more impressive. Come on, bring it back. We were all busy that weekend, I swear. But of course it doesn't take much cajoling to fall in line with the stream of the culture, and so, the popular British children's show Peppa Pig has introduced its first same-sex couple, 2 lesbian polar bears, following years of calls for more LGBTQ characters on the show. Lesbian polar bears, which is deeply disturbing as the polar bear population is already at dangerous levels. In an episode that aired Tuesday on Channel 5 in the United Kingdom, Penny the polar bear tells main character Peppa Pig that she has 2 mummies and draws a picture of herself holding hands with them. "I live with my mummy and my other mummy," Penny says in the episode, which is titled Families. She adds that one of her moms is a doctor. Okay, I could believe a polar bear doctor, but a female polar bear doctor? Come on now. Reminds me of a riddle. A father and son were in a terrible car accident and each sent to a different hospital. The son is wheeled into the operating room and the surgeon says, "I can't operate on him, he's my son." How can that be? Answer, he has 2 dads. Obviously. And if you disagree, that's because you're a homophobe trying to normalize heterosexual families with your riddles. Or so says the petition. Quote, "Children watching Peppa Pig are at an impressionable age, and excluding same-sex families will teach them that only families with either a single parent or 2 parents of different sexes are normal," the petition says. Peppa Pig is not just for entertainment, children are inevitably learning from it too. Which is precisely the point. They're impressionable and we need to impress upon them our LGBTQ values. We indoctrinate them on the TV, we indoctrinate them on the video games, and we'll indoctrinate them in school until they pledge allegiance to the rainbow flag. And then you wind up with these results, where a recent survey showed that nearly 1 in 4 Democratic voters believe men can get pregnant. The online survey conducted by WPA Intelligence from August 22 to 25th found 22% of Democrats agreed with the statement, "Some men can get pregnant." The percentage rose when only including women, and a whopping 36% of white, college-educated female Democrats concurred. 1 in 4 might be a marginalized view, but with incessant petition and continual pushing in key influential areas, that'll soon enough be the dominant position. And to say otherwise will get you banned from mod platforms. If we want any chance to push back against this insanity, we have to enter into those same spaces. Christians should be making films, Christians should be making television, Christians should be making video games, and Christians should be launching competitive sites for video game mod hosting. And I don't mean for use in a Christian subculture. That's not what they're doing. Peppa Pig didn't go gay to indoctrinate the kids of the people who signed the petition. Their kids are already in the indoctrination camp. They pushed for Peppa the Pig to go gay to influence your kids. We have to be making Christian material for non-Christians. And we'll talk more about how we're going to be doing that as we continue on here. But that's it for today. If you like what we're doing, please be sure to subscribe to the Appropriating the Culture YouTube channel. Give it a 5-star review on your podcast. Like, share, spread the word, grow the movement, and I'll see you next week for more Appropriating the Culture.